Say amen, amen. Say amen. Amen. Oh la 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 la. Amen. Amen. Our lives go better. Oh. Amen. Family go better. Oh. Our families go better. Amen. We go better. Oh. We go better. Oh. Amen. 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 Our lives go better. Oh. Amen. Families go better. Oh. Amen. Everything go better. Oh. Amen. We go better. Oh. Amen. We go better. Oh. Amen. 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 Woo! Welcome, 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 welcome to another edition of Marriage Clinic Live. How are you today? I remain your host, Morlai and Oputi. Thank you so much for joining us. Happy weekend. Hope we are all enjoying our weekend. Thank you for joining us again on another edition of Marriage Clinic Live. I would like to celebrate you all. Thanks to all our members for always being there, for participating, for your comment, for everything. I'm really grateful, and I do appreciate all our new joiners during the week. We are close to 250 new people joining us. Woo! I celebrate you, and I celebrate our new joiners as well on YouTube. Thank you to everyone for always joining us, and please feel free to reach out. Feel free to share with me, what is on your mind, what bothers you. We would like to hear from you, and you can reach out to me through any of our social media handle. Thank you, thank you, thank you once again. So today we'll be looking at another interesting topic that says, why do marriages fail? Why do marriages fail? The unanswered question. I tell you, many people think that this question is yet to be answered, because at times when we try to answer that particular question, we try to spiritualize it, we add a lot of sentiment to it, but there seems not to be objectivity in the way we analyze these issues. We believe that when it comes to the subject of marriage, there shouldn't be consequences for actions or inaction, that people should just get away with whatever they do because it's marriage, it's fine. Just keep taking it like that. Just keep at it, just stay there, and we may need to look at all of these things because they are quite controversial. And that's why I decided that today let's look at it. So why do marriages fail? So statistics have shown that one out of every two marriages, have the tendency to fail or do fail. So that means 50% of first marriages, do fail. And, looking at that statistics, that's a lot, because I think that's a global statistics though. That's a lot, because when you're saying out of two people that get wedded, one will end up, failing. The marriage will end up failing. Simply means that something is obviously wrong. Something is not right. So I want us to look at why. So why do marriages fail? And I want you to know that everyone going into marriage would usually wish and hope that their marriage will end well. Everyone wishes and hope that their marriages will end well. But to achieve a great marriage, hoping and wishing are not enough. That we are just hoping and wishing that, oh, it's going to turn out well, it's going to end well. It's not enough. Why? Because, see, marriage comes with a lot of work, a lot of responsibility, a lot of obligation, commitment. And the question is, are you willing to embrace all the work that comes with it, all the responsibility that comes with it, all the obligations that come with it? Are you ready to play by the rules? Are you ready to do your part? Are you ready to take responsibility now? Those are the things that we should ask ourselves rather than just wishing and hoping. And we all know that see, marriage is one of those, is the only institution whereby you go into it and you are issued a certificate even before you commence the journey. So you are handed over a marriage certificate before you start. Even if you know nothing about marriage, the marriage certificate is given to you on the day of your wedding, and everyone assumes that, wow, you know, you both are good to go. But somehow along the line a lot happens, and at some point one person or both parties could decide that, you know what, at this point it's obvious it's no longer working and we may need to go our separate ways. So the question is, so why do marriages fail? Why do marriages fail? Now, one of the reasons why marriages do fail is lack of knowledge. Lack of knowledge, ignorance. Ignorance causes marriage to fail. The question is, what do you know about marriage? How many people have acquired the necessary knowledge they need, to ride through their marriages before going into it? We find out that what people know about marriage is just sex. Some people think marriage is just sex and giving birth to children. That's all. That's what some people know about marriage. When you ask them, what information do you have? Have you harmed yourself about marriage? I tell you, the number one on their list is sex. That is what everybody wants to go into marriage to do. That's what people are searching out. Even when you go on the internet, one of the words that are mostly searched for, the things that are mostly watched, is anything with sex. So people believe that, oh, marriage is sex and is giving birth to children. But if that is all the information and the knowledge you have about marriage, I tell you, you are on the path of failure already. Because marriage is a lot more than sex and just giving birth to children. And marriage is even a lot more than even putting money down, because some people also believe that, oh, once you have free sex, you can put money down and you give birth to children. Oh, that is marriage. Then you have a marriage. No, you don't have a marriage. I tell you, what you have may be a mirage, because marriage encompasses a lot. And these are part of the things I'm going to be sharing today. Lack of knowledge causes marital failure. You lack knowledge. You've not harmed yourself with the necessary knowledge. See, there are many angles to marriage. There are many faces, many aspects to marriage, beyond the sex, beyond the children, putting down money. See, there are other aspects, fulfillment of purpose. Who did you get married to? Because that person has an identity before they met you, and you also have an identity before you met that person. What is their purpose? What is their vision? What is their mission in life? Are you helping them to fulfill that purpose? Because see, the truth is, every human being wants to experience fulfillment in every area of their lives, and when that fulfillment is not there, there's every tendency for a rebuttal, resentment. There's every tendency to feel unsatisfied and to start asking questions, to start questioning their decision of a life partner. So you need to arm yourself with knowledge of this subject matter. Marriage is very important. You know about it. It's not, don't go reading about just the sex. Don't go reading about just, oh, having children. Some of us would just want to have children. You've not even gotten or acquired any book that will teach you how to train these children, how to raise them, how to relate with them, how to make sure they turn out, they turn out to be good and great children. Some of us, we've not bothered to read any book on raising children. We've not bothered to read anything on parenting. We are not seeking knowledge about that. We just gamble with our children. We raise them anyhow. We say, oh, it's normal for them to fight. It's normal for them to abuse each other, fight each other. Please, You need to increase your knowledge, improve your skills in all those areas. The same way you need to increase your knowledge about marriage. Marriage is deep. It's deep, deep, and deep. It comes with a lot, and you have to gather the knowledge. And that is why I wrote that book, Marriage or Mirage. Which are you making? The book Marriage or Mirage will open your eyes to what make mirages to many marriages. What could make marriages fail? What make some marriages to fail and some to achieve great success. These materials are there, but at times people don't read and people will not bother to buy. They will rather buy things, you know, that will not add value to their lives or to their future than buy knowledge, buy wisdom, buy understanding. No. So please, I would like to encourage us, let's increase our knowledge about marriage. Another thing that makes marriages fail is at the point of choosing your life partner, not discovering yourself, not knowing who you are. See, if you have not discovered yourself, if you don't know who you are, what you carry, your purpose, your mission in life, I tell you, you may not know who is best to walk the journey with you, who is best to complement you to implement that purpose. See, if you don't know who you are, then settling for just anybody will ruin your identity, would swallow up that your purpose. You will just exist through life rather than living. And I tell you, when you see people that are existing through life, that means they are just passing through life. They are not living. And such people are devoid of joy. They are devoid of happiness. They are devoid of fulfillment. And when you see someone that is devoid of all of these things, I tell you, they will become toxic to the other person. They will become a bone in the neck for the other person. So you want to know yourself, you want to discover yourself, you want to know who you are, what makes you happy, what makes you tick, what interests you, what motivates you, what excites you, what brings you joy, what brings you fulfillment. You want to know all of those things because see, when you know those things, then whoever you want to settle with or whoever you want to marry, you will start searching for those their ability to help to bring out the best of those qualities in you. You will check whether they have it. If they don't have it, then you have no business with that person. You don't go marry someone, out of pity. You don't go marry someone saying, "Oh, I'm going to manage him or her. Oh, I'm going to change him or her so that they can suit me." No, no, you can't change anybody. You are not the Holy Spirit anyway, and you are not God. So you can't change no one. So it's better you know yourself. When you know yourself, then you'll be able to choose rightly. So that is by the way. Now for those who have already married, read, it may be late to be telling you that you need to know yourself, but it's not also late to know yourself in the marriage. Another thing for the younger ones that are still searching is that some of us we marry things, we marry looks, we marry the externalities, you look at the person, he has a nice car. He drives a good car. He has a six pack, broad chest, this and that. I'm not saying those things are bad, but beyond the physical look, because what some people go after in a life partner is physical appearance, physical look, not knowing that see with time all those things will age. With time, all those things will not look the same. But what you need to pay attention to is the character, the inner man, the content that the man or the woman carries, the character is very important because that is what will hold the marriage, not the looks. The look cannot sustain a marriage, the looks, the beauty, the six pack cannot hold marriage together. What will hold it together is the content of your character, is your character, your behavior, what you have on your inside that will hold, a marital union together, not the look. So it is wrong for you to go into any union taking your decision based on look, based on things, what they drive, what they have, or what they own. Because the truth is, when those things are taken away, then you yourself will fall away, because you are attached really to those things rather than discovering the true man or the true woman of the heart. Another thing that causes marriage to fail is dysfunctional behaviors. Dysfunctional behaviors. See, we can't say this enough. Dysfunctional behaviors are in different forms and in different shapes, in different shape. They come in different types. So when one of the spouse has a dysfunctional behavior, or both parties have dysfunctional behaviors, I tell you, the marriage is bound to fail. I was discussing with someone yesterday, and he was pouring out his heart, how he has a wife who is a fighter. He said this wife can fight with anyone, that she's so shameless that she doesn't know who in-law is, who mother is, who father is, who, husband is. She doesn't even know who children is, that she will fight with anyone in presence of any of those people, that she's been disgracing him, that he feels like abandoning the marriage and running away, but for his children. I said, wow, that's not normal, for a woman to want to fight, that she's easily angered, she's quick to fight, quick to be the first person to eat, the other person. And I said, no, that's a dysfunctional behavior. Now, if she continues like that without having that behavior addressed, I tell you, that marriage will not last. No matter how much the man is trying to endure because of his children, a time will come, he will be fed up. He will have it up to his neck, and he will say, you know what, I can't do this anymore. Same way with someone with addiction. You are battling addiction. Your own addiction should be could be sexual, it could be drinking, it could be masturbation, it could be gambling, it could be smoking. Now, when you have all this addiction and your spouse is complaining and is saying, see, you can't hold anything together with this addiction. So this addiction does not support great marriage. It does not support marital bliss. It does not support marital success. You need to drop it when they are complaining, when they are telling you, but you are turning a deaf ear, you are not listening. And they are telling you, hey, you need to get help, but you are telling them that, oh, you don't need help. You are a wife beater, husband beater, street fighter, drunkard, smoker, you masturbate, you sleep with every Tom, Dick and Harry, chronic cheat, your sexual promiscuity has no boundaries. You sleep with anything, including house help, housemaid, even your children. Hey, I tell you, you are on the path of destroying your marriage and destroying your home. There is no way it's going to stand. See, no matter how people try to spiritualize this thing, it's the law of life. A time will come, it will give way. It will give way when you keep doing the wrong things in marriage. A time will come, it will definitely give way. It's simply the law of life. So you want to check your behavior. When you have a dysfunctional behavior and you are able to identify, or your spouse point it out to you, you should know that you will sit back and check yourself. When if you need help, you go and seek help. And see, seeking help from people who can help you address that problem, um that abnormal behavioral pattern. You have to seek help to address it. But if you leave it unaddressed, I tell you, it's only a matter of time. It will surely crash your union. It will surely make your marriage to fail, because see, a time will come that partner will not be able to take it anymore, and the marriage will have no choice than to give way. Another reason why marriages fail is because the parties in it have refused to manifest God's nature and likeness in their home and marriage. God's nature and likeness. See, I see a lot of things. Even when I read some comments on our platform, the way people want to do tit for tat, fire for fire, you do me, I do you. At times I just laugh because see, life is too short for us to dissipate all our energies, fighting, making marriage a war zone, a war ground. See, God's nature is love, and God that instituted marriage founded it on love and agreement. Can two work together except they be agreed? And see, the nature of God is love. Even God does not force things or impose things on us. Rather, He will say, "Come, let's reason together. Let's think this out. Let's come into agreement. Let's talk about it." Now, when you have spouses that are not exhibiting God's nature, which is love. You have chosen to love. Now, when there is nobody that will refuse love, when you love the person, except the person is possessed with an unclean spirit or a demon is tormenting the person, a sane person will usually respond to love. They will usually respond to care, to kindness, to kind words. Be kind. It's not every time you turn everything into fight, abuse, insult. Be sensitive. Have the ability to communicate without sounding insulting. And see, marriage is not competition. You are not competing with your partner. Rather, you are complementing them. You see, one plus one equals one. See, that means you are coming to make them whole. You are not coming to divide them. You are not coming to subtract from them, because see, there are some partners that when they are added to you, they don't only divide you, they don't only subtract you, they end up killing you. Now, it may not be killing you physically, could be killing you emotionally, psychologically. They've killed your self-worth, your self-identity, killed everything good about you, that you will now look at yourself like, oh, you are a non-entity. But it now depends on who you are. You have to know who you are, because if you know who you are, nobody, and I mean nobody, can kill your self-esteem, can kill your self-worth, your self-identity. It will only happen if you give them the power to do so. So I want you to know that manifesting God's nature is very important. It's very important. Let's bear the fruit of the Spirit, the fruit of God. Let us have it, be compassionate. When I see people referring to their spouses as anybody, please, I can't give my money to anybody. Excuse me. Your spouse is not anybody. Your spouse cannot be anybody. A husband or a wife is not anybody. These are people that you have chosen to journey with for the rest of your life. So they are special people. A wife or a husband is special, in your life, and an important player in your life, a key player. So what affects them, what makes them unhappy should make you unhappy. What affects them affects you. So you should pay attention. If they say, "Oh, I want to venture into this kind of business," even if you don't believe in it, wisdom tells you that, see, even though I don't believe in it, I will contribute towards it. Why? Because this is my partner and I'm also responsible for him. I'm responsible for his happiness, his fulfillment in life. He should be able to fulfill purpose. I should be able to fulfill purpose. We support each other. We support, our dreams, our vision is not just, oh, to have sex, to have sex. No, if you're having sex without having fulfillment in life, in the things that God has created you to come and do on earth, I tell you, both of you will still feel empty. So you should be able to support each other, be committed to each other. It's a lack of support and commitment to each other also make marriages fail. When you don't commit to each other, when you don't support each other, and you are not interested in what the other person is doing. Both of you are just doing your things. This one is going south, that one is going north. You don't care what the other party is doing. The other party does not care what you are doing. No, it should not be like that, because two have become one. That means they are into each other. They are working together. They are in alignment. They are interested. They work together. We know what we are both doing. This person is mindful of what the other person is doing. We are not ignorant partners. We are not ignorant husband or ignorant wife. We know, we have a fair knowledge, of what we are doing, what the other person is doing, what they want to achieve, and we are part of each other's life. That is how it should be. Not that you don't show interest. You are not interested, you care less what they are doing with their time, with their life, with their resources. It doesn't concern you. See, you are already putting your marriage on the path of failure when you don't show interest anymore, when you don't care anymore, when you are like, oh, it doesn't concern me, it doesn't bother you. And see, another thing that make marriages fail is when sex is beginning to become a burden or a bother to you. You are no longer interested in sex. You make sex looks like, it's it's problem, is trouble. You are not interested, you don't want to see. A marriage without sex too is already, you are already eroding the your bond of love. See, unless maybe you guys are old, and at that point you have reached the point of intimacy, that intimacy could suffice for that. If you guys are still young, see, when I hear people in their 30s, in their 40s not wanting to have sex with their partner, I'll be wondering, are you people okay? Because I don't understand. Do you mean you want to be depriving this partner of sexual fulfillment when they are still young, they are still in their active years? No, you can't do that. You can't do that, because part of your responsibility to them is to ensure that they have that sexual satisfaction and that sexual fulfillment. And if they are not getting it from you, I'm sorry, you are indirectly telling them that they should go out there and get it from someone else. So you have to do your part. You have to play your role very well. You have to fulfill your responsibility. See, you have to care. You have to show affection. And the truth is, it's not only um, women that needs care and affection. Men too need care and affection. And it's not only women or men alone that should have sexual fulfillment or sexual satisfaction. Both parties are meant to have mutually fulfilling experiences in their mind. Both must be mutual. You see, marriage is for the two parties. So both of you must look after each other, must look out for each other. You must ensure that you are experiencing a mutually beneficial union, a mutually fulfilling union. If it's not mutual, if it's one-sided, hey, I'm telling you, it's only a matter of time. Let's stop spiritualizing it. If it's one-sided, if one person feels, oh, I'm the one doing too much, I'm loving too much, but I'm getting little. If one feels, oh, it's all about me, and the other person is being ignored. See, it's only a matter of time. Marriage is not a selfish union, it's not a selfish relationship, it's selfless. You have to be interested in the other party, the other party has to be interested in you, and you need to be sure that both of you are happy, both of you are fulfilled, both of you are having your needs met in that marriage. Otherwise, I'm sorry, the marriage may be on the verge of failing. So, the last point is financial stability. Now, financial stability is very important um, for a successful marriage, because see, whether you like it or not, once you wake up in the morning, you are going to spend money, you are going to feed, money will be involved. You are going to move around, mobility, money is involved. To raise children, money is involved. You pay school fees, electricity you generate, money is involved. To generate water, money is involved. So you need money. So when people tell me money is not important, so I look at them say money is important and vital to a successful marriage. So, and see, someone was asking during the week that whose responsibility is it to grow the family finances or to ensure that the family attains financial stability. The truth is, it's both responsibilities, not just the responsibility of one person. You both have that responsibility to make sure that your home, your family, your union achieve financial prosperity. You see, it is not just the man alone that should be, hustling, struggling to attain financial stability. You as the woman, you also need to do something, because the truth is, see, when you were created, when God sent you to this earth, he sent you down here with talent, he wired you with skills, with abilities, with talent. So you have something on your inside, to give to exchange for money. So you cannot come and tell us that all you came to do on earth is just to marry, have sex and give birth to children. No, there is more to your life as a woman than just those things. You should be able to contribute, meaningfully to the financial prosperity of your home. You read the story of the virtuous woman in Proverbs 31. She was very industrious. She was very industrious. She was very active when it comes to the economy of the home. She was able to provide this, provide that, and I'm sure she is able to do that because scripture says she was very enterprising. She uses her hand to do work, and she brought the man profit and gain, not she wasn't a devourer in his life. And for the men too, when you have a woman, that is there for you, trying to do everything to make marriage work there financially, please don't be a devourer in her life. These things should be a joint effort, should be a joint work. When we all stand before God on that day, see that your talent, it will be asked from you. What did you do with it? So don't come and tell us that because you are a wife or because you are a woman, you will not give account of your own talent. See that skill, that talent, that those abilities that God has put into you, you too, you will give account of what you are doing with it. So please, you should not be so useless that you are entirely dependent on a man for financial power or financial stability. No, you too should be able to contribute meaningfully. You should be able to stand on your feet financially because when the burden is too much on one person, time will come, they get we reach one out and they start losing interest. But when both are working together, when both are putting resources together, I tell you, two, are better than one, and both of you will have good reward for your labor. That is the honest truth. So I think I've said a lot and I've given a lot of reasons why marriages fail. So you may want to sit down and watch it again, listen to it again. Please be objective. Don't apply sentiment, don't spiritualize it. Objectively assess yourself and ask yourself, based on what I'm doing currently in this marriage, am I setting my marriage up for failure or I'm setting it up for great success? You can be objective with yourself, ask yourself those questions. And if you're able to answer them based on some of these things we have said, then you will know whether you are making a marriage or a mirage. And if you identify the areas you need to improve on, then please try as much as possible to start improving in that areas. Make the necessary changes because it's important. I would like to stop here now. I remain your host, Marlai, and hope to join us. Hope to bring us interesting topic again next week. Please do join us during the week as we share more interesting posts. Till we meet again, I say bye bye.